Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into the Canadian financial landscape. We want to unlock the power of two, really critical tools for growing your assets. The RDSP, that's the Registered Disability Savings Plan, and the TFSA, the Tax-Free Savings Account, our mission. To cut through the jargon, pull out the key info from our sources, and give you what you need to, really maximize these accounts.
Absolutely. And it's so important to get a handle on these. They're quite distinct, different purposes, but they can work together beautifully in your overall long-term financial strategy.
Okay, let's break down the RDSP first. What exactly are we talking about here?
Right. So it's a specialized savings plan, long-term focus, designed specifically for Canadians with disabilities and their families, too.
And the government involvement is pretty unique, right?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's more than just a benefit. It's like a partnership. Take the Canada Disability Savings Grant, the CDSG. This is a serious boost. You could get up to $3,500 from the government each year. They might match your contributions, sometimes by 300% on the first $500 you put in.
300%? Wow.
Yeah, and 200% on the next $1,000. It depends on family income, naturally, but there's a lifetime grant limit of $70,000. And then there's also the Canada Disability Savings Bond, the CDSB. This one's for lower income Canadians. Up to $1,000 a year, and get this, without you having to contribute anything personally.
So money straight from the government, no contribution needed.
Exactly. Up to a lifetime bond limit of $20,000. I mean, think about it. That's basically a guaranteed return right out of the gate before your money even starts investing.
Incredible. So with that kind of government money going in, what's the main thing to keep in mind when managing an RDSP? I know there's a $200,000 lifetime contribution limit, no annual cap, and you can roll over from RRSPs and RESPs.
Yeah, those rollovers are helpful. But the big one to understand is the assistance holdback amount, the AHA.
AHA.
Okay, what's that? It's basically a 10-year rule. If you take money out within 10 years of the government putting in a grant or bond contribution, well, you might have to pay some of that back.
Ah, okay. So it really encourages long-term thinking.
Precisely. It strongly incentivizes a buy and hold strategy. It underlines that this isn't, your short-term rainy day fund. It's a serious commitment to the beneficiary's future financial security. And tax is important too, your own contributions. They come out tax-free. But the grants, the bonds, and all the investment growth earned inside, that is taxable, but it's taxed in the hands of the beneficiary at their marginal rate when they withdraw it.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about the TFSA, an account lots of Canadians have but maybe don't fully grasp its power. It seems incredibly versatile.
It really is. And its main advantage is, pretty simple but incredibly powerful. Any money your investments make inside the TFSA interest, dividends, capital gains, whatever, it's all completely tax-free, even when you take it out.
Tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals. That's the dream, right?
It's a fantastic wealth accelerator, truly.
And the contribution limit is $7,000 for this year, 2024, and looking like $7,000 for 2025 as well. But the best part, I think, is that unused room just keeps carrying forward forever.
Exactly. So say you turned 18 back in 2009 when TFSA started, and you've never put a dime in.
You'd had a huge amount of room built up.
That's right. By 2025, your total cumulative contribution room could be $102,000.
Wow. That's significant potential.
And thinking bigger picture, that flexibility is key. You take money out. Doesn't matter for this year's contribution limit. The amount you withdrew gets added back to your contribution room, but at the start of the next calendar year.
So you can access the money if needed without permanently losing that room.
Correct. And crucially, TFSA withdrawals don't mess with federal income-tested benefits. Things like old age security or EI. That makes it genuinely useful for all sorts of goals, short, medium, long term.
Okay, so we've got these two powerful accounts, RDSP and TFSA, sheltering money from tax in different ways. But how do you actually make the money grow effectively inside them? What about the investments themselves?
Right, because the tax shelter is only half the story. You need the growth engine. It's about pairing these accounts with smart investment choices, for stability or short-term goals, maybe GICs, guaranteed investment certificates. They protect your principal. But for long-term growth, especially in these accounts, you really want exposure to equities, to stocks.
The engine of growth, as they say.
Yeah. And often the easiest way is through diversified exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Maybe ones that track broad markets like the S&P 500. I mean, historically, the S&P 500 has averaged over 10% a year going way back to the 1950s. ETFs offer that kind of exposure, often with low costs. Bonds can play a role too, of course. They add stability, provide some income, smooth out the ride.
So it's about choosing the right mix of investments. the fuel for these tax-advantaged vehicles,
Yeah.
making the most of that tax sheltering power. Okay, so we've taken a deep dive into these two, the RDSP and the TFSA. Very different, but both powerful. The RDSP, with those, frankly, amazing government grants, is a potent long-term tool for very specific needs. And the TFSA. It's this flexible, tax-free growth machine for just about any financial goal you might have.
Mm-hmm. And remember, the key principles still apply inside these accounts. Diversification, spreading your money across different asset types, and having a strategy, whether that's a hands-off approach, like using an all-in-one ETF, or maybe you prefer picking individual stocks and bonds yourself. The goal is a resilient portfolio that lasts.
So for you listening, the real magic isn't just knowing the rules of the RDSP or TFSA. It's about combining that knowledge with sound investment principles that actually line up with your life, your goals. The question really becomes, what kind of growth story are you going to write for yourself using these tools?